What's up, guys? We're Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, education on health, fitness, social well-being. It has been a minute since I've talked to you guys, at least from a training perspective. I'm pretty sure the last training video I uploaded was back in November, the first block post-meet. And quite a bit has happened since then in regards to training. It's been all good. We're definitely gonna get you guys caught up, but I'm actually at a new gym here today. I am at Lone Star Strength. This gym is actually owned, partially owned by one of my clients, Ryan. And I'm gonna let him kind of, like, he's here today, so I'm gonna let him kind of speak on, like, what this gym's all about, what the vision of the gym is, stuff like that. But they're having their opening today, or at least their early pre-sale opening. I think their official opening will be in February when they get all their accessory equipment in and stuff like that. They gotta get these are craft clients, and they gotta have the craft equipment in the gym. But they have all their powerlifting stuff here, and I want to come and just show support for the grand opening. I'm here early as usual, but. We got typical SBD day, and like I said, I'm gonna get you guys cut up with that. I'm gonna let you guys, introduce Ryan, let him talk to you about what his vision for the gym is. But yeah, man, it's I'm getting kind of excited thinking about it because as I'm sitting here thinking about like how my training's been going these past few weeks, these past few blocks, we've been on fire, and we're on week 2 of this block right now. You guys know that we push in 3-week intervals, so next weekend's gonna be something kind of nice. But let me get some of this warm-ups going, get the body moving, feeling good, and then we'll get you caught up from there.
Wait till we get all these accessories in here.
Oh, dude, the moment y'all do that, it's done.
It's gonna make it so much nicer.
I will be here full time.
Like, we're trying to gauge kind of what we're gonna see with Christmas stuff, and it's gonna be less, but it'll be nice to kind of get the ground running, let the door open, and
Yeah, no, absolutely. Plus, let's be real, bro. A lot of pilots don't do accessories. The real Swolefessor has arrived. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday again. We love you.
Thank you, thanks.
Alright, guys, so one thing that I have changed up, I can't remember if I mentioned in my last training video or not. Pretty much, instead of only using pre-workout on my heaviest primary day, I am now back to using it every primary day. Still on my primary day, but I take half a serving on weeks 1 and 2, and then a full serving on week 3. So, what I've been using lately is this boba tea protein. Boba tea protein pre-workout. Not sponsored, no code or anything like that. It's just, I like sharing stuff with you guys that works well for me. I like it because I get everything I need out of it. Caffeine, focus, no weird stomach issues, no jitteriness. So this and 110% I go back and forth between because I tend to like both. But yeah, I'm about to take for this one scoop is half a serving. So about to take that, and then we'll get started. And pretty much what I'm gonna do is, like, as I get through each lift, like as I get through squats, I'm gonna get you caught up on how squats have been going the past few blocks. I'll get through bench and tell you what I've been doing with bench the past few blocks. And I'll get caught up on deadlift and tell you what I've been doing with deadlift the past few blocks. So we'll just kind of let it flow like that. Kaylee, aka Swole Mermaid, in the house. By the way, the people want to know, why do you want to beat me so badly? Always wearing the same colors as me. I kid y'all not, Thursday, I was wearing black and white, and she's wearing black and white. She wants to be your boy. It's all good.
I'm my own person.
Oh yeah? Yeah. Painted it? Yeah. We have another room that's like connected like this.
No.
All right, you guys just saw me hit 468 pounds for my double at RP7, and that's the exact same weight that I took for my double RP7 last block. So like I said, I'm gonna get you guys kind of caught up. So that first block back, you guys saw my heavy speed today. You saw me work up to 518 pounds for an attempted triple. I only got it for 2.5 reps. And then I worked up to 375 on bench, or I tried to see how 375 felt with max grip versus middle finger. Didn't feel good. And then deadlift, I worked up to a smooth 584 pounds. So, like I told you guys, that first block, I was intentionally trying to kind of push it harder to kind of see where I was at, knowing that I was okay if I failed to lift, like, failed with the max grip or didn't quite have the triple, to get a good gauge of where I could be for the rest of the the macro cycle. Because I already know, just from the changes that we made programming wise, technique wise with my squat, the shoes I'm back in, not over tucking my chin, everything like that, that I already knew we were already in a good spot, just with the fact that I felt strong enough to even attempt those numbers at the end of the first block post meet, just 3 weeks after the meet. But I wanted to just have a gauge of where I was at, so I can now plan appropriately going forward. And it's funny because a couple people I think on the video commented like, bro, you're pushing too hard. Like, you failed a couple of your top sets last prep. That's why your meet didn't go well. Which, guys, I'm sorry. Like, respectfully, one, I'll always own. I mean, I'm very transparent here. I show you guys on my channel when I miss my lifts, and I don't make excuses. I be like, yeah, missed a lift. Here's probably why. I need to work on this or be more objective with this. But if you think failing 1 or 2 top sets during your entire prep is going to take your prep, then you have a very skewed mindset of how all this stuff works together collectively. First of all, the crowd strength class was great. Despite going 7 for 9, I still PR'd my total. But squats were more a matter of switching shoes last minute to a truly barefoot flat shoe, which just shifts my positioning, as well as the fact that we tried different stuff programming wise last prep, as far as not belt squatting twice a week, trying to put a pendulum leg press in there and stuff like that, which we now do based upon everything I broke down last training video. That I just don't respond as well to that. But with that being said, the goal and intention is always to not fail this, and that's why I've made my goal for this entire prep. I told you guys I'll be competing again in June. I'll announce the actual meet later. But my goal is to have no fail lifts. Like, that first block was the only one I was willing to have some failed lifts on, so I could just get a gauge of where things were at with my intensity and volume work. And now it's just about smooth execution. So, in terms of squats, the block after that, I did come back and hit 518 pounds for a PR triple. I'll let that play on screen. And it was one of those things where I just knew I had it. I knew I just needed more time to get acclimated to the shred changes that we made and get more acclimated to my technique being consistent again. So we smashed that. For bench, I can't remember what we got, but we hit 352 pounds for a single, I want to say is what we hit, because the heaviest completed single that I got, that first block, was 341 on week 2, since on week 3 I was 375 and didn't get it. So my goal was just to get an increase from that first block. So we got 352 and then 595 pounds on my deadlift. So I'll kind of, like I said, get into how things are going with the bench and the deadlift as we get to those lifts today. But as far as the squats, I'm expecting to be able to make pretty good progression in terms of hitting PR thresholds, just because we're running each rep range twice. We're running the triples, twice, and now we're running the doubles here for the second time around. So I'm expecting to get some pretty good PRs because we're cycling rep ranges, 3s, 2s, 1s. Whereas with the bench and deadlift, because we're running singles year round, I'm only going to get a certain rate of progression on those. I'm expecting to PR those every block. But in terms of the squat, we came in, we hit that 518 pounds for a triple, which is awesome. So then the plan that I mapped out, which I'll actually show you guys literally for the next 20, however many weeks from the end of that block all the way until June, I've mapped out everything as far as my numbers. So you probably can't see this, it's probably not clear at all. But the point is, it's got everything. Every primary day, what I plan to hit for my squats, my bench, my deadlifts for every primary day leading up into the meet. Now, obviously, this is just mapping it out, right? If I'm feeling, not good on a certain day, I can always take less than what I have planned. Or if I'm feeling better, I can take a little bit more as needed. But my plan was last block to be able to finish out with a PR double with 529 pounds, which I managed to do. And it was really, really hype just because of everything that kind of led up to it. I'm just going to let that play. I'm going to let the clip from Instagram that whole post is play real quick for you guys.
And why you say that?
He's such a high-level competitor, and I think if you would like Marcellus, who's a good competitor himself, but he gets to pour more of his energy into his coaching. Joey gets to pour all of his energy into coaching and compete like Marcellus does once or twice a year. It's just, the matter of fact, that damn good. He's so damn talented that he's going to be in the conversation no matter what.
I think Marcellus would argue with you, because I think Marcellus pours just as much into his training. I think the difference is, which I think that's what you're kind of, the perception you're coming from, because I don't think him and Marcellus are any different in their devoutness to their training. I think it's just the difference in the fact that Sean's more competitive than Marcellus.
Sure.
If you compare Marcellus and Sean to me and Joe.
Bars loaded. Come on. New year. Top set. Only set that matters. Absolute recon. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Quit fucking playing with me!
Let's go.
Hey, Angela! You! So basically the context behind that was Angela and Steve on the 2 I Light podcast were talking about, like, you know, comparing different coaches to different football teams. It's one of the things I like to do with 2 I Light. And one of the comments that Angelo made was that he felt like Sean Noriega, as good as a coach as he is, could be even better coach, if not the best coach in USAPL, if his attention wasn't split with his training, because he dedicates so much to his training. And that's part of maybe what hinders him as a coach. And Steve was disagreeing with him because Steve was like, well, Marcellus is a very high-level coach and does very well with his coaching, but he's just as dedicated to his training as what Sean is. Obviously, I'm not as competitive as what Sean is, right? But that's not due to a lack of effort that I'm putting into my training or anything like that. That's just the fact that Sean's just stronger than me. He's objectively more competitive in his weight class than what I am in mine. But the reason why, and mind you, me and Angelo are good. Like, that's my boy. I love Angelo. He's, you know, I'm sponsored with 2 I Lights. But the reason why I think, like, it kind of just fueled me for that upcoming SBD session, because I literally listened to that the night before I hit that PR, is because for me, I'm big on not making excuses. Like, I don't shortchange anything that I do. When it comes to my coaching, I give it my all. I've never been late on a block. I've never not responded to my class in 24 hours, despite working with 70 plus clients. When it comes to my training, I train 6 days a week. I'm very attentive with every set, every rep. You guys watch and know that I push my training just as hard as anybody else. You put me in a room with any top 10 lifter, and they're not going to be able to look you in the eye and tell you that, yeah, Marcellus, you know, works not as hard as what the rest of us do. Like, no, I'm out here pushing it just like everybody else. I'm out here being intense just like everybody else. I am the coach that I am because I make the conscious effort every day to put the work in to do what I need to do and not slack there. I am the lifter that I am because I put the work in every day to be the best that I can be. Same thing with everything else. So when it comes to my marriage, being a father, my friendships, everything, I give it my all because with everything I do, I believe in doing it with intention. And if there's anybody out there who thinks, oh, I could be a better coach if I didn't have this going on or that going on, like, no, that's a coach. That's an excuse. You can have a plate full of different things, but how much effort you put into each thing is up to you. And I don't let one aspect of my life be an excuse to slack in another. I just choose to give everything to the best of, to the best of my ability, do everything to the best of my ability, give everything my best intention, and do it all to the glory of God. So I was very fueled, and I obviously had some choice words at the end there, but I was just the hype of the moment and stuff like that. So I was really, really happy with that. But anyway, my plan this block in terms of the primary days is to just take the exact same lows that I did for week 1 and 2 on the doubles, and then try to push for a little bit more at the end next weekend. So I hit 529 last block, so maybe anywhere between 535 to 540 next weekend. So we'll see. But yeah, squats have been going extremely well. The belt squatting twice a week has been fantastic. The way that we dropped the third squat day instead of just pushing, and in place of that, just push a second belt squat day has been going beautifully. Like, my squat feels strong. I feel like I'm in my quads the whole time. Like I said, not over tucking my chin, so I'm not over sinking my squats, and it can maintain a stacked position, keep my back position on point. It all just feels really, really good, really, really healthy. And then the fact that I'm just not pushing my secondary days aggressively at all. You guys know that before, after I pushed my heaviest primary squat, I would kind of push the heaviest secondary. But what I found is when I do that, like I said, it just kind of hits me hard to where my recovery gets hindered even 2 weeks into the next block. So I'm only just letting focus be on the primary day. With the secondary day, I'm making very steady jumps week to week within the block. Then with the next block, I just start a little bit higher, so I finish a little bit higher. I'm not pushing that aggressively at all. I'm letting the PRs come on this day. So yeah, squats been going great. Let's get these back down sets in, and then we'll get to bench.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am. Easy. All right, squat back down squat. Great, guys. It's week 2. That's 402 pounds, 14% less my top set, and all 4 sets felt absolutely effortless. One thing that Brad's been doing with me is because I push in 3-week intervals. So my week 1s are a relative deload for my week 3s. But keep in mind, I don't have as big a gap between my heaviest stuff the way someone who's running 4 or 5 or 6 week blocks do, because I just respond that well to intensity. And there's not a huge drop back in the intensity. Like obviously there is with the RP and exertions for my main lifts, but there's not a huge drop back in intensity on say like my accessory work. So the way we kind of deload me, quote unquote, like a slight deload with the wave loading, is on my week 1s. We've just been dropping all my squat and deadlift work back down by 1 set. So for example, week 1 last week I did a 3x4 instead of the 4x4 that I'm doing this week and next week. And same thing with the deadlifts. Whereas with bench, because my bench is so finicky, it needs a certain amount of volume to stay consistent. We don't drop any volume on the bench week 1. We just drop every upper body accessory lift by 1 set so the upper body recovers a little bit. So that's been working really well. Back down felt great. You guys saw it's also Kaylee and Bria's week 2 of their 4-week blocks, and they're both like just a few weeks out from the Rising Tide meet in March 11th, and the fact that they're hitting those type of numbers on the week 2 and moving that well is fantastic. So we're in a really good spot. We're about to bench press, but first, let's get the owners of the gym, Lone Star Strength, on here to kind of express some of their thoughts with what their vision is for the gym. You guys gotta forgive me too. Like I'm looking here because I'm my new crispy camera, my Sony A7 IV. It's got the screen, so I can just look at the screen right here. But I gotta look at the camera, talk to y'all like y'all matter, cause y'all do. I appreciate y'all. Anyway, let's go talk to Ryan. Y'all nervous? Y'all nervous? Nah, don't be. All right, guys. So these are the owners of Lone Star Strength. You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Stevens.
I'm Jake Staley.
All right, guys. So pretty much, I just wanted you guys to kind of talk a little bit about like why you started the gym, kind of what your vision for it is, and kind of what kind of culture are you looking to create here, as far as powerlifting and everything like that.
So I think the biggest thing, the reason why we started it is gyms have become more specialized. There's a lot of powerlifting gyms, a lot of bodybuilding gyms. We've seen a lot of flaws in those. We've been both in training for 4 or 5 years now. Been to a lot of different gyms, and there's gaps, and we feel like a bunch of owners aren't taking it serious, so they're not as involved in the community as we are. So we felt like it was an opportunity for us to open a gym that's member focused, somebody who knows what they want, kind of drove from the inside out. It's not an owner building a gym to make money off powerlifters. It's a powerlifter building a gym to help the community, help people like us have the best place to train.
Yeah. Because obviously you both powerlift, you're both quite strong. You know, to my own horns, Ryan's my client, so like that. And then you're just ridiculous.
We're getting there.
But yeah, you're same thing for you, pretty much, as far as your thoughts on that.
Same way how I feel. I try to take everything that somebody has to complain about and get rid of it. I want everybody to just come in here and just be able to lift without having any issues and just have a smooth time and be able to lift. Yeah.
No, sounds good. So as far as like the gym itself, like obviously here in this back room, you guys have like the whole powerlifting area, and then you plan to have accessory in the other room, correct? And kind of like keep that kind of a separate distinction. Is there a particular reason you guys have it laid out that way? Like obviously some other gyms, they have all the accessory stuff around the powerlifting area. Is there a reason you guys decided to separate it that way?
One of the reasons that we separated is because the building and the location we wanted to was built this way. That kind of forced it a little bit, but when we were looking at it, we saw this, and the first thing that came to mind was this is going to be our competition room.
Yeah.
All of us are very serious powerlifters. That's the market we're going after. That's what we want. Training. We don't call it, I'm going to go to the gym to work out. We have a training session.
Yeah.
So when you walk in this room, it's just competition. You're going to squat, bench, and deadlift. You're going to take it serious. It's as focused as it can get. And we allow that to really differentiate ourselves in that way.
Awesome. And then as far as, like I said, you guys kind of talked about how like you want this to be a gym for powerlifters. As far as, I guess, like the culture itself, if there's a way you could kind of break that down, how would you describe it? What do you want the culture of Lone Star Strength to be like? What do you want people to think about when they hear Lone Star Strength or when they walk into the building?
I mean, it's going to be the strongest gym in the area. You know what I mean? We want people that come in that take it serious, that it feels nice, they feel like their voices are heard, and it allows them to get the best training possible just immediately. They don't have to worry about a community that's not supporting them. They don't have to worry about rules or owners that don't allow them to do what they need to do. They can come in, they can train when they want to, how they want to. They can be a part of a community that really allows them to grow.
Yeah, we also try to just make it the most professional that we could. Just when you walk in the gym, you know that it's for you. It's for the powerlifter. You have all the bars, all the equipment that you need. I don't think we're missing anything.
Yeah. No. As far as balance, y'all are good. And then I know for the accessory equipment, you guys are getting all the hammer strength and stuff like that. And I know today's kind of like the soft opening. When is the official date for the full opening?
So our equipment, the manufacturer ships it to our installers February 3rd.
Okay.
At that point, we expect about 7 to 10 days from the time they get it to the time it's installed. So we don't have a black and white date, but it will be for sure by the end of February, hopefully by like the middle of February.
Awesome. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate you guys for taking the time.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys. So once again, we're about transparency on this channel. So for the Powerlifting Now website, which you guys can have a subscription to, you guys already know this on the last YouTube video. I've been using my Rode mics for those. So I have my camera audio set very low and the Rode mic audio set higher. And I just now realized, because I'm not using the Rode mics today, that I have the camera audio still very, very low. So we're gonna see if we can edit it enough to have the earlier clips be loud enough to match the audio right now. And if so, cool. Then I'm still being transparent with you guys and showing you what's up. But if not, I'll have to find a different way of going about this video and getting you guys caught up with everything. But anyway, bench went very, very well. So the way I'm going about it with bench, right, since it's singles year round, is the goal is to drive progress on this primary day. Which, funny enough, that's what my first video on Powerlifting Now is going to be about. Which, if it's not February 1st yet, that's you guys get to look forward to that. Those of you who have subscribed to Powerlifting Now. If it's already past February 1st and it's already available for you, but it's all about how to make certain days feel stronger throughout the week. What we really mean when we say primary, secondary, tertiary, not just in terms of the order of like what lift we're doing during the week, but how to actually make the primary day be the primary day. So I broke all that down. And like I said, I'm trying to drive progress on this day specifically for the bench. Since it's singles year round though, I'm not expecting a PR every week. What I pretty much do is on weeks 1 and 2, I will hit the same loads 2 blocks in a row, right? And then on week 3, I'll try to just get like 2.5 kilo progression block to block. That's the way I'm setting it up. So last block on this day, I did 341 pounds for my week 2, and I also did that the block before. So this time around, I'm doing 347 pounds for week 2, which I'll also do that again next block. So like I said, I'm repeating the same weight for weeks 1 and 2, 2 blocks in a row. But what I am going to strive for at the end of this block is 2.5 kilos over what I did last block, which last block was 358. So I'll be striving for 363. Now, with that being said, if it's a day where I hit the number I have planned and I feel good enough to shoot for a PR after that, then I'll do so. But if not, I just hit the planned number and keep it moving, get that steady progression, which is the same thing that I'm also doing with deadlifts. But you guys will see when we get to deadlifts that I actually was feeling good enough last block to pull a PR, which I'll show you guys that later. But bench felt really, really good. Wrist extensions on point. I have my setup consistent. Bench is one of those things where even if you're doing 4 out of 5 of the usual cues to set up correctly, that one cue being off can just make it feel really foreign. So I'm being very consistent with everything, making sure I'm starting low enough on the bench, getting a little bit of retraction, then sliding into position to the press, proper leg drive, keep my wrist extended. All the things I need to do to make the bench feel good for me is what I'm focused on. So 347 moved beautifully just from focusing on the wrist extension a little bit more. It felt even better than what 336 did last week. And now we're about to do 303 for these back days. So you guys saw me work up to 568 pounds. The past 2 blocks before this, I worked up to 562 pounds. So, like I said, same thing with bench, it's singles year round. So I will stay at the same weight for week 1 and 2 for 2 blocks in a row, and still push for a little bit more on week 3. The difference is on bench, I'm making 2.5 kg jumps on the week 3 each block. For deadlift, I've been making 5 kg jumps. So block 1 was 584, and then I did 595 block 2, and then I actually did originally 606 last block. That was supposed to be the top set, but I'll show you guys on screen how that 606 moved. It absolutely flew, and like I said, I'm doing singles year round to where I hit my assigned number, and if I know there's more, I take more. So after that 606, I sent to Brad, and I was like, yo, we're about to break the 290 kg curse today. You guys know I failed 290 like 4 or 5 times in training, and we finally got it, so I have that put on screen, and I was really, really happy with it. The one thing you guys will see that's different with my setup, I already talked about everything we tweaked with the setup last training video, but the one additional thing, shout out to Steve DeNovi, we got this from him, was I'm no longer reaching for the bar as I hinge. I'm just letting myself hinge fully, then once I'm in that position at the bottom, then I reach for the bar. And this is something that I've had a few of my clients incorporate. Not all of them, because some of my clients, just due to how they're built, if they have their arms long and they're already reaching for the bar as they hinge, it's fine. And they're in a good position, it feels strong, it feels consistent. There's no need to change it just because it's something that I'm changing for myself. And that's something I try to encourage you guys to understand all the time. Just because a coach, even a great coach like Steve or myself, whoever, if we put out a video over, oh, this is something I'm doing for myself or my clients, it doesn't mean you have to change what you're doing. What you're doing is working well. Now, if what you're doing is working and you want to play with it, that's fine, so long as you're not so close to a meet to where you might risk, any issues going into the meet. But for me, it's perfect because you guys know my biggest thing with my deadlift is a start position. I can be in a flat and back start position and just leg press off the floor, I'm good. So the less flexion I have, the better. And due to how high my hips are served and how long my legs are, it makes me want to bias flexion as I hinge. But now that I'm just hinging and letting my arms be loose the whole way, it feels fantastic. Like, it's the most consistent lock in my position has been. And you guys know with the 290 kg, I always failed in that lockout for that reason. But now that I'm in that strong start position, I got it. And to hit 290 kg several months out, when that's the way I'm using that touching until I'm like a few weeks out from my meet, huge. I'm very, very excited for the total that I know I'm going to be able to pull it up come June. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys my back down sets, just 3x1 with 15% drop. Show you guys from the side so you can see the difference in how my back looks relative to how it used to be. Alright guys, back down felt fantastic. And yeah, that's pretty much the updates, man. Like, training's been going really, really well. Like I said, I'm driving progress on my primary days, and with each, secondary, tertiary for bench, quaternary and day 5 bench, I'm just starting like 2.5 kilos higher each block, making steady jumps each week and letting the baseline of volume build over time. That's it. I'm not pushing for things that aren't there on the secondary days, or even when I feel good on the secondary days, I'm not going all out with it. I'm just letting all progress drive towards the primary day, because that's the day that's going to have the most carryover to the meet, and that's what I care about. As far as the gym, I love it. Like I said, they get their accessory equipment in February. That's what we're making the full transition. I am very happy for AR, the gym owners, in terms of where it's at and the growth and the size, but just the amount of members that are there, and like, it takes forever to find parking, it takes forever to get a rack. It's one of these things where, like I said, I don't want to shortchange any part of my life. I can't just be in the gym for hours and hours waiting, knowing that I got to get home, do things with Amber, do things with my daughter Laura, take care of client work. So being able to come to a gym where I can get in, get out, and where like just the vibes are better, man. Like, I'm at a point where mentally, even though I can always do my own thing with training, I want to be able to be around people who are going to push me. I don't want to be around people who are talking 15, 20 minutes between sets. It's okay to talk between sets, but not like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's one of these things where I really need to stay locked in and focused every single session with intentionality. Every rep of every set of every session matters for the goal that I'm building towards in June. So I'll definitely be signed up today. I'm still gonna go to AR today to get my belt squat sinks. I'm not gonna shortchange myself and miss on that volume, but yeah, that's gonna be the move. That's it for this video. I'm very excited for what we do next weekend, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you did. If you not, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch you guys later. You can't distract me, Bria. I've been doing this for years.